What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Tasty Tuesday and Tasty Loot Gaming, the show where we talk about gaming news. My name's Seth, and a couple quick reminders to download and play Just Cause 4, Rocket Arena, and Worms Rumble, all offered on PlayStation Plus throughout the month of December. Make sure to download those, play those, come back at the end of the month for Plus Club. Let us know what you thought of those games. We'll let you know what we thought of them. And our game of the month picked by you guys is Smite, which is a third-person action-style MOBA. Make sure to download that, play that. It's free to play. And come back at the end of the month for Game of the Month. We're going to discuss our experience with that as well. We have a Discord link down below. You can talk to us anytime, all time. And we're on iTunes, Spotify, and other podcast platforms if you prefer to listen to us in audio form. We have a Patreon link down below as well if you would like to support the channel further than liking, commenting, and sharing this video around. We're also very close to 2,000 subscribers, so make sure to hit the subscribe button if you're new here. And I have 2 bits of news to talk about today, so let's just jump right into it. First bit of news is a bit of Wolcen news. I know you guys forgot that game existed, and I'm here to let you know that it might exist again. I don't know. Maybe they'll do something with it. Let's find out. So this is via PC Gamer. We got Wolcen Lords of Mayhem's first content update will completely reset the economy. Here's something fun. I don't know if you can see it or not on your screen. Oh, you can kind of see at the very top. This is PC Gamer. This had an ad at the very bottom across the whole thing. I had to click out of that. It's got an ad at the very top across the whole thing. On the right side, just full of ads. Like, this doesn't look like a legit website anymore. It's kind of crazy. Anyway, Wolcen Lords of Mayhem's first content update will completely reset the economy. Completely reset the whole economy. This is the thing coming to Wolcen, and prepare. Characters created before the release of Chronicle will not be compatible with those created after. It's been an interesting journey for Diablo-inspired action RPG Wolcen Lords of Mayhem. It was announced with the title of Umbra all the way back in 2015, enjoyed a very successful Kickstarter, went into early access in 2016, and then finally launched in early 2020 to decidedly less than great reviews. It was supposed to be a grand evolution of the genre, we said the day after it came out, but ultimately proved to be a bog standard ARPG propped up by deeply complex character progression and highly mobile combat. And worse, was riddled with technical issues. This is true. Wolcen is probably one of the buggiest games I've played in early access. It was really fucking, there's a lot of problems, but still I played it because I enjoyed it. Several updates have been released since then, and today developer Wolcen Studio announced that the first free content update, Chronicle 1 Blood Trail, is coming soon. That update will include gameplay improvements and new content, and more importantly, a complete reset of the economy. I love how they're just like, hey, this content is coming out soon, and we haven't been talking about it. It's just going to be here soon. They need to stop doing, we'll get into it. They need to stop doing fucking the No Man's Sky thing and disappearing and then coming back thing. It's not good communication. As a result of that reset, characters created before the release of the Chronicle will be moved to a separate game mode called Legacy, and they will not be able to interact or trade with characters created after the release of Blood Trail. They must be doing something pretty big. Wolcen Studio explained they will, however, still be able to interact or trade with other Legacy characters. The developers said that the update is only the beginning of a new Wolcen's journey. I don't even know what a Wolcen is. But based on the reaction in the Steam comments, not everyone is quite so enthusiastic. There are plenty of messages of support, but also a good deal of frustration with the state of the game. Several posts characterize this as potentially the last chance to turn its fortunes around. There's no arguing that it could use the boost. Wolcen hit a peak concurrent player count of over 127,000 when it went into full release in February, but that quickly tailed off to a peak of 560 over the past 30 days. There's also considerable unhappiness with Wolcen Studio's lack of communication, for sure, over the past several months regarding its plans for the game, including, ironically, information about what exactly is coming in this update and when it will arrive. Wolcen Studio said that more details on all that will be shared as we approach its release. Written by Andy Chalk. Thank you, Andy. All right, so we got new content coming out that is going to essentially make the experience of Wolcen better, new content, improvements to the game, and an economy that's going to overhaul it so much so that people who played it prior are going to be, they're still going to have their characters, but it's going to be legacy characters. You're going to have to make a new character to interact with the new stuff, and people are happy and unhappy with it. What a surprise. So my thoughts, as you guys know, if you've been around, if you haven't been around, you're going to find out, I guess. I played Wolcen. It was my game of the month months ago because I was so into the game at the time that I was like, this is game of the month. I really loved Wolcen. I still really love Wolcen. I'm not one of the people who like looks at it and goes, that's a failed game. I got a lot of fucking hours out of it. I really enjoyed Wolcen. The only reason I have stopped playing Wolcen is because I hit the end game. And even though I was kind of going through it, other games came out, as they do with me. And I went and played those. So I always had plans of returning to Wolcen. The game was buggy in the 1 month that we played it. From the beginning of the month, the bugs were insane. And at the end of the month, a lot of them were gone. So even within that 1 month, they did a lot of work with the game. Did they communicate a lot about that? No, not really. It's really crazy how badly managed this game is. But I really enjoy Wolcen. I think it is one of the best modern day ARPGs. I know people who are unhappy with the game will argue against that, but when they played it and were happy with it, outside of the bugs, they might have agreed. So people get really dramatic when they're upset about a game. Which I'm not saying don't be upset about games. If this game was buggy as fuck and you're unhappy with it, refund it, complain about it, it's fine. But people get really like, it was just funny watching on Twitter people being like, this dead game, this game is horrible, nobody plays it, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I enjoy it. And they're like, yeah, it's dead though. I'm like, well, that's fine, I still enjoy it. Like, people get really crazy with this kind of shit. Anyway, it's gotten to the point of 560 people playing it, which makes complete sense at this point. They haven't communicated shit. They haven't released content for it. With an uncertain future, whether this game isn't going to get worked on or is, and they're not saying anything about it, it makes sense that people would go, I don't know if I want to keep committing time to this game. So that makes complete sense. That they are actually releasing new content though, and they're calling it, Chapter 1 or Chronicle 1, Blood Trail. At least without talking too much about it, communicates that we are in the beginning of them possibly getting serious about making this game better and starting to support it, which is, for me, awesome to hear. Like I said before, I played Wolcen. I stopped playing Wolcen only because other things popped up. So I'm not in a mindset where I'm going to go like, this better be good or I'm not coming back. I'm going to come back when this comes out. I'm really excited to see what they do with it. I hope for everybody's sake, including their own, that they put out content and they improve the game the way that is good for people, makes them happy, but also makes the game interesting. I think Wolcen has a lot of really great systems. I think it's a great looking game. I think it plays awesome. I love the skill tree, and I would love for them to improve the game. The game deserves it. Like, it really does. It's a really fucking good game that was, bogged down by horrible bugs. It's fucking one of the most buggy games ever. And a lack of communication that the game just does not deserve. If there's anything I really want to bring up with this when it comes to maybe complaints about the game, is the people at Wolcen Studio really need to fucking start communicating shit. Even if in February this game released or whatever, or back in February there was 127,000 people playing it, and then lately there's 560, and you're the guys who made this game. You need to at least let people know that you are working on stuff. Let them know that there's something coming. I think it's really important for people who have invested in your game to know that you do have intentions of making the game better. Don't pull fucking Cube World and just disappear after your success, specifically after doing a Kickstarter. It's just not, it doesn't look good. So they got to get better about that. But overall, I hope that they can, first and foremost, fix any bugs that still exist in the game. Those are pretty detrimental. I can look past them, but I don't expect most people to do that. Because they're pretty big bugs. Sometimes if it's like minor stuff, I'd be like, yeah, just fucking deal with it. It's not that big a deal. They'll fix it if they fix it. Sometimes if they have no intentions of fixing it, I get the complaining, but sometimes minor bugs, it's like, dude, they'll fix it. It's early access. But yeah, make sure to get the game completely streamlined. That's like the most important thing. As for content, I would love to see more skills. The game has really cool skills in the game, really cool moves, and the whole time I played multiple characters, I felt like I had experienced all of them pretty quickly. So maybe add more of that, make it more interesting to play in that sense. As for the campaign, I think it has a really good campaign. It is set up that after you beat it, it is going to continue a story, it seems. So that'd be very cool if this Chronicle 1, or what is it? What do they call it? I think it's Chronicle. Let's see. Yeah, Chronicle 1 Blood Trail. I hope by Chronicle 1 it's not just like a patch that like makes the game a little better and changes a couple things with the end game, but I hope it like starts telling, hopefully they put the work in since it's been this long to start telling the continuation of the story that seems to end. I think in a good way, but it definitely is telling you like, hey, this story's not over yet. Hopefully this will start the beginning of that story. Make the game exciting again. Make enough content, enough new stuff that even the people who are upset with the game go, okay, well, they say they fixed it and there's brand new stuff to experience in the game. So maybe I should come back. I mean, like, really, you could bring people back if you did that. So I hope they do that. It's not going to be hard to bring me back. I really enjoyed Wolcen, but a lot of people are upset with this game. And so they have a tall order here. But, you know, No Man's Sky did it. A couple other games out there have done it. So it can be done. You just gotta fucking communicate. You have to fucking let people know what's going on. Transparency is so fucking important, specifically when it comes to if you've made promises, but also when you take people's money. There's trust there that someone is giving you the money that they've worked for, and they don't want to feel like you cheated them, essentially. So, and some people felt like they got cheated by Wolcen, and you got to remedy that. So, all in all, and I know I'm kind of giving a talk here on Wolcen and the state of it, but as a person who Rocket Arena installed, download your Plus games. What was I saying? I'm kind of giving like a talk here about like how Wolcen can redeem itself as a person who is happy with Wolcen for the most part. But it's really important. It's really important they got to do that. As for the content itself, like I said, I want to see new skills. I want to see content that extends the game after the end game. I think it actually has a really good end game. New skills, new weapons would be great. Just add more fucking content in the sense of like gear and weapons. That'd be great to see. And you'll bring me back easy. It's gonna be easy, but I'm honestly really excited to come back to the game. I'd like to see new stuff that they add to it. As for the reset of the economy, that kind of always it sucks to hear that, but it happens. So I just have to accept it. Sometimes stuff sucks. We're just like, fuck it. That's just the way it is. Got to deal with it. Because I put a lot of hours into Wolcen, and I really, really enjoyed it. Once I got past all the bugs, and after stuff with the multiplayer got fixed, there's a lot of buggy stuff there. There's a really good game there, and just like fucking Torchlight 3, just like this, just like I think Baldur's Gate 3 has a patch coming out soon that's going to make it so you have to make a brand new character as well. It's part of early access, and just gotta start a new character and do it again. But it just seems like so many hours invested, wasted. But I knew what I was getting into, so it's fine. It just kind of sucks. So anyway, all in all, I'm excited for new content. I'm excited to see what they do with the game. I'm excited to see what they do when it comes to improvements to the game. I don't know if they're just talking about like improvements to the game itself when it comes to bugs or streamlining it, but also maybe like the UI. Maybe there's a couple things they thought were not that great that they can improve on, that they will improve on now. I'm all for it. I think Wolcen is a game that is underrated and wasn't treated as well as it could have been, and I think people view it in a negative light, which sucks because there is a game there that could be one of the best RPGs ever made if they would just get their shit together. But yeah, I'm stoked. I'm stoked for Chronicle 1 Blood Trail. Once it comes out, I will be playing it, and I'm sure you guys will hear me talk about it on TastyCast. But let me know in the comments what you guys think about Wolcen getting a content update. Are you excited for it? Are you not excited for it? Have you not played Wolcen? Are you like, what the fuck is Wolcen, dude? What are you talking about? Did you play Wolcen? Did you stop playing for any reason? Are you upset with the game? If you are, let me know in the comments. What do you not like about it? Let's have a discussion. Don't just be like, you don't fucking get it, dude. Well, I played it. I get it. I played it quite a bit. What are you hoping for when it comes to Chronicle 1 Blood Trail? Are you excited for the idea of getting more story from the game, more gear, more weapons, more skills? What do you think about the economy being reset? Are you just kind of like, that's what happens? Or you're like, God damn it, I put so much fucking work into the game. Let me know everything you're thinking about when it comes to Wolcen, Lords of Mayhem, in the comments below. This next one I'm excited for just because, the subject matter, and it's coming out soon, but also I bit the fuck out of my tongue recently, yesterday. I bit it so fucking hard that, like, the side just hurts, and, like, I'm trying to dodge it with my teeth while talking. You guys noticed maybe I was a little more than I am typically, with my hyper ass fucking active mind. But yeah, it's painful to talk, so poor me. But yeah, I get to sit here and watch a video, so I get to stop trying to dodge biting my fucking tongue more. With that, second bit of news is Cyberpunk news, and not really news, but it's a video that came out that shows off PS4 Pro versus PC early graphics comparison. Now, recently we watched Xbox gameplay and PlayStation gameplay of Cyberpunk, seeing what those look like, and we kept saying while we watched both of them, we'd like to see a comparison I guess mostly I wanted to see a comparison between PS4 Pro and the PS4 and maybe the Xbox One, that's what it's called, and the Xbox Series X, and I probably should have said also PlayStation 5 and the PlayStation 4. I'd like to see a base comparison of those because they're all they're all consoles, but I want to see if there's a big difference between those because obviously the power differential is there, but also to see a difference between PC and console just to see how big of a difference we're getting here. Now, it is worth noting that the PS5 and the Xbox Series X versions will be getting a substantial upgrade, bringing it to or closer to the PC experience. So if you have a PS5 or Xbox Series X, your game will be better looking eventually once they release that patch. But anything below that, you're going to be playing it as is. I'm sure they'll do some kind of update to it. I don't know what they'll, maybe to make it run better. But yeah. So this is a video showing off PlayStation 4 Pro and PC in a comparison. We're going to watch it. We're going to observe it. This video does not serve in any way on my side to devalue the console version. I just want to see how big of a difference there is. When I watched the PS4 video and the Xbox video, I was actually very impressed with what they can get away with on the console graphically, which just shows how well this game is made. So let's watch the video, let's talk about it, and yeah, make sure everything's good. And 3, 2, 1, and go. I may go back and just kind of skip through this because I feel like we're going to miss a lot here. Already a pretty significant difference, obviously. I'm going to say early on, obviously, there's a big difference between these. But again, my curiosity, I want to see. Better reflections on PC, smoother lines, better details, all expected. One thing I want to say about the console version, though, is I'm actually really surprised on how good it looks. They're able to lower the graphics by quite a bit. You can see a big difference here, but it's still super fucking clean looking. It still represents... What is with this music? I'm gonna turn that down because I don't know how much that's gonna be blasting me out. Whoever decided to put the fucking Batman soundtrack going on here. What was I saying? Oh, there's difference too. There's no dog in one of the cars. Fuck, what was I saying? Goddamn music. It's impressive to see how much they're getting out of 7-year-old consoles. It really speaks on how well this game's made. If it can look this good and still look great at lower graphics and run great on consoles that are not obviously as powerful as PCs are currently. Now, this is a bit misleading right here because mirrors are harder to render, specifically if they're not ray tracing, which this could be ray traced. That makes sense on PC, but on PS4, it's not going to have ray tracing. So what's happening here is the game is most likely essentially reflecting you in a way that a camera would just show you a screen of what you're doing. They're probably doing something similar to that. So, and that takes a lot of power to do. So you would lower the quality of reflections, specifically in mirrors. So that's why you're getting a bigger difference. The guy's probably not going to look like this when you're not looking in a mirror. So this is just a workaround in that sense. I guarantee it doesn't look like this outside of a mirror. So this comparison is pretty unfair. The next gen consoles will probably look closer to this for sure, because they will have ray tracing enabled. And if this doesn't have ray tracing enabled, the PC is still gonna have a better time showing reflections. So, man, this guy really went fucking crazy with this music. Ooh, such a fucking good looking game. So clean. Talk to the mechanic. And see, without this comparison too, like if I wasn't looking at the PC version and playing the console version, I would not be complaining. I wouldn't go like, wow, God, this isn't what I thought it looked like. I think it looks fucking great either way. Which is kind of remarkable because, like I said, these consoles are like 7 years old. That's tech that's been around for a while. I mean, it's the Pro, but it's going to run on PlayStation 4 just fine. I think CD Projekt Red came out and said that runs great on all the consoles. So they obviously have done their work to make sure this is an experience that everybody's going to come out of enjoying. All right, let's watch Fortnite ray tracing on and off 4K RTX 3080. I'm not interested in that. All right, let's turn this volume back to where I had it. So yeah, again, this is just for my own curiosity. Maybe you had the same curiosity or you want to know what I thought about it. I don't know. But we saw PC versus PlayStation 4. We know PS4 Pro. We know the PC is going to look better, so that's not really what this video is about. I just want to see how much of a difference. And one thing that I've kind of said already is they both look great. The PC is definitely better looking, but specifically with lighting, shadowing, smoothness of edges, and reflections for sure. The thing that I think they did a good job with, though, and something that I find really impressive on console, is if you look at the left, which is obviously the console, it has a foggier look to it, but the edges are still smooth, which is kind of hard to do. So like the aliasing is like very minimal. It'd be so easy to take the PC version and lower the graphics to the point where you had more aliasing, take off the anti-aliasing, and your edges would become more jaggy and it would look like shit. Back when I was younger and I had a PC that was like mid-tier, every game I played was like a game in itself, going through the graphics and like trying to get the most optimal graphics where the game ran the smoothest but looked the best. I used to actually enjoy doing that. Nowadays it's not as fun because my PC just plays everything, so it's like whatever, but I used to actually enjoy that. I learned a lot about how graphics and different technologies and graphics work, like ambient occlusion and shit like that. And so I have this weird fascination with how you can get away with certain things graphically on lesser machines, I guess. And so I'm extra impressed with on the PlayStation 4 how good it looks, but also how much you're not being, I guess, punished for playing it on the PlayStation 4, because a lot of developers probably would have been okay with like just like having the anti-aliasing turned off and like the resolution looking like shit. And there's so many games that have done this. I'll look at the console version. I'm like, whew, god damn, why you couldn't figure that out? You couldn't make that look better. But it seems like CD Projekt Red has done a really fucking good job here. Outside of the obvious differences, it's still like specifically like look here, like the like geometry of the shapes and the smoothness of the edges is really good. It seems like mostly what they've done here is lowered the textures and shadows, and of course no ray tracing. But other than that, it looks fucking great. And also everything I've watched so far, it doesn't seem like frame rate is a big issue either. I haven't seen like any lag. So this game looks very well optimized for console, which is just awesome, because it would suck for this game to come out and not play that great on console, because this is a weird time to be releasing a game, because you have brand new consoles, you have the consoles that have existed, different iterations of those consoles, where you have the original released console, and then you have the pro versions of the consoles, then you have PC, and it's like PC is the easiest one to do, but you got to make sure your game's optimized for all those, and it seems like they've done it, and it's a big task they took here. So really impressed with what they've done. Again, I just want to emphasize this reflection is probably not what the game will look like. We've already kind of seen other scenes, how blurry this looks. It's important to show the comparison, but they really are focusing on this, and again, it's a reflection, so it's not going to look as good as the rest of the game. Some games I've played games even recently on console that you look in a mirror and it's like blurred, kind of. You just kind of faintly see the shape of your character there, because they're trying to save on fucking how the console runs the game. But also I've seen games where like the game looks great and then you run to a mirror and your character's just like all fucking jaggy and pixelated looking and shit. Like there's so many things people have to do to make those have those workarounds that make the game look great, but then fucking have a mirror exist in the world in a way that won't lag the fucking game. So let's see. Yeah, all in all, I think it looks great on both. Obviously, PC is better, but I'm really happy with how they did console. So let me know in the comments, what do you guys think about this graphics comparison? Anything you noticed that I didn't notice? Are you excited to play it on both? Are you playing it on PlayStation 4? Are you playing it on Xbox? Are you playing it on the Series X, the PS5? Are you playing it on PC? Are you excited for that graphical update that's going to come out on the consoles, which is so cool to know that they're doing that, to bring higher fidelity to the game, especially a game that looks this fucking good. And yeah, I mean, are you guys excited? This game is finally coming out in a week, and I'm just gonna tell you, I'm so stoked. It is my most hyped game. Has been my most hyped game since last year easily. But since it was when they first showed it, I've been hyped on it. But getting closer to the year of release has been exciting, and even though 2020 has been kind of a fucking shit year altogether, there's one thing I've been looking forward to. It's Cyberpunk. So finally coming out, I can't fucking wait to play this game. It's been a long time coming, but I think CD Projekt Red is going to knock this shit out of the fucking park. And yeah, let me know everything you're thinking about in the comments below when it comes to Cyberpunk and that comparison. But that's going to do it for this episode of Tasty Tuesday on Tasty Loot Gaming. As always, thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to check out our other episodes. Check out our links down below if you would like to connect to us on Twitter, TikTok, Facebook. We have Discord link down below. You can talk to us anytime, all the time. We're on iTunes, Spotify, and other podcast platforms if you prefer to listen to us. And we have a Patreon also if you'd like to support the channel, further than liking, commenting, and sharing this video, and subscribing if you're new to the channel. We're almost at 2,000 subscribers. It'd be very cool to hit that soon. Apologies for my talking today. My fucking tongue hurts like hell. I need to not bite down on the fucker so hard. And my name's Seth. Until the next episode, which we have Tastecast coming, but also we're going to be doing a discussion on the nominees for the Game Awards like we did last year. So stay tuned for that. This is going to be a fun conversation. But until then, have a good one, guys, and take it easy.